All right. Here's the situation. The club owner thought that he did not need a sexually oriented business license. And that's something the city disputes to this day, which is wrong, because we have a nude bar called the Boom Boom Cabaret. And they got their sexually oriented business license suspended, right?
Right.
And they were told, since this is suspended, you're no longer this type of business, but your girls can dance in bikinis, right? So Jake's has got the Chippendales coming in. What are they going to do? They're going to dance in swimsuits. And as a matter of fact, they didn't even make it to swimsuits. They made it down to pants, and they were doing their kiss and tip, where they come up and I guess they shake it a little bit, and they kiss the girls, and then they get $1. You know, the girls aren't even allowed to put them in or anything. And one of the policemen decided that they were doing too many pelvic thrusts. Shut the whole show down. It was almost a riot, and there were 3 shows, all of them of better than 300 people. These were well-dressed businesswomen of the community. This was not your trailer park crowd. It looked like a crowd that was going to an orchestra. I mean, there were people wearing your fake furs and sequins and had their hair all done up. Everything from the crowd to the venue to the Chippendales was done high class, because the Chippendales are more of a cabaret act than a strip act. I mean, they really, really are. And the Chippendales even went over all of this stuff with the police before the show ever started. The big question here is, why did this happen? We cannot figure out if the city is trying to be the morality police, if they were trying to teach the club owner a lesson, if they were trying to teach the Chippendales a lesson, or if the cops overreacted. We cannot get to the bottom of that. But the city attorney said, we're not going to prosecute this. This isn't worth our time. And it would be great if everybody dropped it and we left it right there. But the city or whoever got what they wanted. They shut the show down. You know? I don't know if they think all Lubbock women should be home barefoot and pregnant and not out on a Friday night or Saturday night. I don't know. It's been impossible for us to find out how this all happened, why it happened, and most importantly, how to keep it from happening again. And that's why I've actually been involved. I became involved because I went down to a town hall meeting, signed up to speak on the little speaker sheet that was outside. I waited 45 minutes to speak, and they started to break up the meeting without allowing any of us to speak. So some guys behind me standed up and protested, and then I just got up and I started addressing the crowd. You know, nobody knew I was from the radio station. Contrary to popular belief, I wore a suit for the second time in 25 years. First was to my daughter's wedding. Nobody knew who I was. I just got up and said, hey, this is wrong. We came here to talk about this topic, and you're shutting the meeting down. So that's how I got involved, and it made me so mad, and I know it sounds a little cheesy, but they started, you know, breaking up the meeting. I'm going, hey, wait a minute. This is America. I deserve to be heard. I voted for the 3 people who were on the dais. Not only did I vote, I voted for the 3 people who were there. The councilwoman, the mayor, and the county commissioner. So I felt like I had a right to have 60 seconds or 120 seconds in front of them.
Yes.
Next thing you know, I'm so mad, I'm standing up in front of the crowd addressing them like I'm Al Pacino, you know, or something like that. Or maybe a scene from A Few Good Men, you know, with "You Can't Handle the Truth." I'm yelling at the mayor, why are you walking out of here with your head down? You should, you know, be proud you shut this down. And I mean, I was just going nuts. Actually, the media was kind of kind to me because I freaked out. I was really, really mad that they wouldn't let me speak. So I also went to the sheriff's deal where they dismissed the charges, and I addressed the mayor's city council meeting again, and we're pressing for these laws to be clarified. The true bottom line is I don't care about sexually oriented businesses. I'm too old for that stuff. You know, I do hope that the 25-year-olds and stuff do end up with a little place where they can see a shimmy and shake, this, that, and the other. What I'm worried about is this super oppressive stuff that's going on, like this Chippendales. I don't know if these guys are homophobic. I mean, I'm talking the city officials or whatever. I don't know what they're afraid of with these guys dancing in pants or even Speedos, which is all they were going to go down to. There's so many questions here, and I can't really guess as to why this happened. I just can't. And there's so many reasons why it could have happened. The important thing is to make sure that it doesn't happen again. These guys, Chippendales, God, I feel stupid speaking on behalf of Chippendales.
Yeah,
I do.
It's odd,
but
isn't it?
The fact of the matter is this is a professional troupe of entertainers. They are familiar. Every town they go to has some rules, and they know how to follow these rules. And they ask about these rules up front, and they have lawyers on retainer and everything. They know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure when they do rehearsal, they rehearse just saying, no.
Yeah, these guys,
where you gotta stop.
Exactly. And these guys respect all of that. So somewhere along the line, they weren't given proper information, or somebody jumped the gun.
They did. I remember the manager had spoke of not getting a lot of clarification when he asked about the rules.
Oh, when he asked the city officials about the rules, they were of no help at all. The council people and things like that. They just basically recommended to him that he hire a lawyer. What is that?
Hire a lawyer before you get going.
Why? Shouldn't my local politicians be able to help me with ordinances? It makes absolutely no sense at all. And I think right now that the city has dug themselves such a deep hole, they want to believe that they're right, and they're not right.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. And the other stuff that goes on around here, it's a very, very bizarre situation for Lubbock, because you would expect this kind of thing maybe in one of the smaller, more hardcore towns. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to embarrass them. But Lubbock is actually seen as fairly progressive for this area of the country.
Right.
But this thing just came totally off the wall.
We're in the Bible Belt, and for Lubbock, I'm from Fort Worth, and wow.
Well, the deal
is there.
It's got a lot of people who deal with entertainers and entertainment of all sorts. Very, very apprehensive. And I've heard this from small club owners all the way to unnamed sources at some of the bigger city-owned arenas. They are even concerned that if an act like, say, a Cher or Britney Spears or a Motley Crue comes to town, that some overzealous cop can get up there, arrest them, and then, worry about it later.
Goodness.
That's the problem right there. Is it really doesn't matter whether they're charged with the crime or not. If the show is stopped, we've got problems, and that's why I'm involved.
So you get some of these acts that have background dancers that.
Well, just think Cher.
Oh, my goodness.
And Cher is all 50, 60-year-old people that go see her these days.
Can you imagine?
But I guarantee you Cher had more people who were close to nude than the Chippendales did.
Oh.
Without a doubt. I'll bet you Cher herself was more close to nude.
Oh, gosh, yes, with thousands in attendance.
Right. Okay, and what if an act brings a girl up on stage, and she's dancing, and she arbitrarily decides to flash and the band's got no control over it whatsoever. Can the show be shut down? I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I think that the mayor used the term, hey, you're all grown ups, you know what's going on, and that's what we need to say back to. Actually, it was the police chief. I think we need to say the same thing to him. Is we're all grown ups. We can handle this, and these were grown women, not even 20-year-olds. This was 30, 40, 50-year-old women who decided to pay money to see 7 men dance, and they were going to go down to Speedos is all. I mean, they weren't even going to show butt cheeks.
And I've seen shows in Fort Worth where they go to what are they called, tea bags?
Yeah. I'm wearing one right now. No, I really, really don't know. It has been an amazing, amazing process. I don't want anything to do with politics, but I was thrust on the opposing side of this thing.
Well, I'm glad that you were a voice in this. I really am. I mean, I remember the night it happened and listening to FMX?
Yeah, you can say FMX.
Okay, I listened to FMX and the multitude of calls that were coming in.
Oh yeah.
And angry men, angry women, and everybody trying to understand. Just saying.
The whole community.
Gosh,
the whole community.
Please come.
And you can't hardly find anybody who thinks that this was a smart or logical decision. One thing that we haven't mentioned here is the response to this. Okay, let's say that this was a real problem in our community, this type of thing. Was it worth 10 cop cars, a paddy wagon, and canine units to shut down the Chippendales?
Our own special task force.
Now, chances are slim that they could have prevented any other crimes, but I do want to mention there were 3 murders in Lubbock that weekend. Okay? They probably couldn't have prevented those, but what could they have prevented if some of those cars would have been on the street? Maybe a burglary, maybe somebody who was going to knock off a convenience store would have decided not to, maybe they could have arrested a crack addict, or maybe we as taxpayers wouldn't have been paying overtime for officers to make an arrest that can't be prosecuted. Incredible manpower was thrown down there to protect the officers from a bunch of middle-aged women. I know, you're laughing over there, but that's what's so frustrating
that's what's so
about this.
ridiculous about the whole thing.
It's absolutely frustrating. It doesn't make sense on any level whatsoever. It really, really doesn't. There's no way you can go, if I was a cop, why would I arrest those guys? And you sit back and think, I don't know.
Let's make something up.
It was like something to do, or something like, it was almost like a training drill or something. I don't know.
And the prosecutor drops it, Monday like a hot potato?
Yeah, and we've got a lot of good police here. I mean, we really, really do. We work real well with the sheriff's department and a lot of city police and stuff. I think that there's somewhere in the chain of command, and I don't know, once again, if it's the police, the city, or zoning or what. There's a bad egg in there somewhere, and we haven't been able to find it.